Rome did not fall in a day. It did not collapse in a single battle. There was no final explosion that ended it all. Instead, the most powerful empire on Earth unraveled slowly, while still believing it was strong. At its height, Rome looked eternal. So what changed? What shifts inside a civilization make collapse possible, even when the walls are still standing? Because Rome wasn't defeated first, it was weakened. And by the time the outside world noticed, the damage had already been done. At its peak, Rome controlled territory across 3 continents. Its armies were disciplined, its trade networks vast, its administration sophisticated. The Mediterranean was not a border, it was Roman. When a system operates successfully for centuries, it begins to assume permanence. That assumption changes behavior. Urgency fades, reform slows. Expansion had long fueled Rome's growth. War brought wealth. Wealth funded the army enabled more conquest. But expansion cannot continue forever, and when it stopped, Rome faced a new reality. The inflow of spoils slowed, the cost of maintaining empire did not. That imbalance created pressure that demanded structural correction. Instead, Rome chose adjustment, and adjustment is not the same as reform. To meet rising costs, the empire altered its currency. The silver denarius, once nearly pure, was gradually debased, its silver content reduced, then reduced again. By the 3rd century, coins that had once held over 90% silver contained only traces. The surface looked the same, the substance had changed. Merchants responded, prices rose, confidence declined. Inflation didn't explode, it spread quietly. Trust in money is trust in stability. When that weakens, uncertainty becomes normal. And when uncertainty becomes normal, long-term planning shrinks. That is how erosion begins, not visibly, but behaviorally.
Then came the crisis of the 3rd century. Between 235 and 284 AD, more than 20 emperors claimed power. Most died violently. Some ruled only months. Armies declared their own commanders emperor. Civil wars became frequent. Leadership was no longer stabilizing. It became a struggle. The Praetorian Guard even auctioned the imperial throne. Power was no longer institutional. It was transactional. And transactional power changes loyalty, not immediately, but steadily. When authority becomes unstable, systems compensate. Rome compensated with force, but force cannot replace cohesion. Rome's early legions were citizen soldiers bound by shared identity. Over time, recruitment patterns shifted. The empire increasingly relied on Foederati. Foreign tribal units settled within Roman territory in exchange for service. They fought for Rome, but they were not Rome. Loyalty became negotiated rather than inherited. Several generals rose through military backing alone. The army became kingmaker. An empire unified by shared civic identity behaves differently than one managed through contracts. Subtle shifts, long consequences. Economic pressure and political instability do not go unnoticed forever. Rome responded with spectacle. Gladiatorial games, public festivals, massive arenas filled with cheering crowds, bread and circuses. Feed the people, entertain them, reduce unrest. It worked, temporarily. But spectacle does not strengthen foundations, it masks strain. Meanwhile, land concentrated in elite hands. Small farmers struggled under taxation. Many sold their property to survive. Economic inequality widened. Civic identity weakened. By the time citizens noticed change, the structure supporting them had already shifted. And structural shifts are harder to reverse than visible
Eventually,
crises.
governing such vast territory from one center proved inefficient, so the empire divided: Western Rome, Eastern Rome. On paper, it was administrative logic. In reality, it acknowledged strain. The Eastern Empire, centered in Constantinople, held advantages: defensive geography, stronger trade networks, more organized taxation, administrative continuity. The Western Empire faced heavier migration pressures and greater instability. One consolidated, one drifted. Same origin, different resilience. Collapse was not automatic, it was conditional. As internal strain accumulated, external groups pressed against Roman borders: Visigoths, Vandals, others seeking land or opportunity. They did not encounter the Rome of its golden age. They encountered a Rome divided. In 410 AD, the city of Rome was sacked. Psychologically, it was a shockwave. Yet the empire continued for decades. That is what makes collapse deceptive. Then, in 476 AD, the Western imperial title ended. There was no dramatic last stand, no explosion. The formal fall was confirmation, not cause. Rome did not fall because of one enemy. It fell because multiple weaknesses aligned without correction: currency instability, leadership volatility, military loyalty shifts, economic concentration, administrative overextension, each manageable alone, together destabilizing. Strong systems adapt under stress. Fragile systems normalize stress. Rome normalized it. Short-term solutions replaced long-term repair, and over decades, that pattern compounded. Compounding forces do not announce themselves, they accumulate. Rome did not disappear overnight, it dissolved through accumulated misalignment. The Western Empire ended not with spectacle, but with exhaustion. Empires rarely fall in a single blow. They fall when weaknesses go uncorrected for too long. Rome did not fail in a single year. It failed in 1,000 small decisions. History remembers the date, but the real story is everything that came before it. And the next collapse always begins the same way, long before anyone realizes it.